Hey guys, so let's talk about headers. Headers are one of the most important things of your website, right? They show people what your brand is and what they can do on your website, and help guide the visitors to do actions, to take actions, okay? And you can have lots of different menus and different styles of headers available on your websites. So let's just go through basically what is included here. So first of all, you can see the website. We've split it up into 3 different rows, and you can add a maximum of 3 rows here to your heading if you're having a heading on top. And within these rows where you see these widgets, you can click on it and add different things. So for example, you can add a login profile, or you can add a search bar, or some text, social media icons, or a menu, basically. So so we can do all of that and add and change things as we see fit, right? So here we've got the menu here. We can move it over here if we want to, and we can customize everything and click and drag and drop everything as well. So if we wanted to have this over here, we could move that here, right? And you can see the green bar pop up, right? So we'll just put that there, for example. Or if we wanted a menu down here, we could add a menu down here, right? And to add a menu, you just select your page, your store, whatever you like, and say, for example, our pricing plans, right? And maybe then add another one to our blog, right? And like I say, you can then drag and drop this to other places, right? So you want it there, or maybe you want it over here, right? So yeah, and if you don't want these 3 rows, you could delete them here, okay? So it's really easy for you to create a menu exactly how you want it to look like. The other thing you can do is change here. So it's on top normal size at the moment. You can do full width, so it goes to the right and the left side of the screen. Compact is just a little bit smaller. And then we can do vertical on the left hand side, right? And again, you can then add all these different widgets, maybe some different buttons. Down here you could add something as well, maybe your login profile, okay? So it's super easy to create and edit your menus. Maybe you want it on the right hand side, and we could change the background color to be something else, right? So yeah, that's the way to do that. We've added a little shadow there, this as well. So let's just take it back to the top for the moment. One of the things you can do as well is add a fixed header when you're scrolling down. So at the moment it's just there and it disappears, right? The header disappears. And you can actually change that by applying a fixed header when scrolling. And this creates a copy of your header, but you can completely change it, okay? So for example, up here we've got the full menu. So here we've got, for example, 2 rows, right? And it's quite a large menu, right? When we scroll, we can completely change this, and it's completely different. So that means that we can make a smaller menu. We can edit this menu, for example, and maybe just get rid of this, yeah? So when you're up here, you get the whole menu with everything, and when you scroll, then you've got a more compact version of it, okay? And when you're editing your website and you've got this popping up, you can just collapse it, and that just hides it from when you're editing, okay? It'll still be there on the main, like when you preview it, but it'll just be collapsed when you're editing. Sometimes you might want to have this menu over your background. So what we would do there is give a lot of space at the top of your image, right? And then we'd go into edit the settings. We'd change this to transparent here. And we would then place the header on top of the content, okay? So we'll delete this row as well. But now you can see that the header's actually on top of the image, right? and when you scroll, then I've turned it off. So here you might want to change the text color to be white, right? But yeah, you can see that it's actually now on top of the image, which looks quite nice as well. So yeah, that's how you get sorted with your headers, and you can completely customize it to suit your style, right? And your branding. Okay, so that's basically how you can change your headers and all of these things. The other thing we can do here is create a mega menu. So, you know, instead of having drop-down boxes, so at the moment it looks like this, where you've got the drop-down links, right, for each of these. What you can do instead is if we go to edit the menu, and at the moment, you know, we've just been dragging and dropping these down below, right? You can see now it's there, and we can actually drag it underneath the home section, right? To be a drop down. But what you can also do is click on this plus to add a mega menu, okay? And that actually opens up then a whole new block. And this is the one that we get by default. But we can delete that if you want. You can add blocks here. So for example, if you want a big call to action, we could maybe add something like that. So when you hover over then this templates icon menu, it'll pop up all of this, right? Again, we can add and drop and drag and drop everything we want into here. So you could add images, right? You could add you can add anything basically, so you could add anything into your mega menu, right? And this looks a bit ridiculous, right? But if we confirm that and save it, then we can preview how it looks. So this is the normal one with the drop downs, and then this is the mega menu, okay? So yeah, have a play around with that as well. It's a really nice way to organize your content and look like a professional online shop. So, and then to delete it, we will just go in and delete it, okay? There we go. So that's all about menus, and again, you can just highlight, you know, change the links, change the styling, change everything, right? Even here with the menus, we can change the styling, we can change the font family and everything. All that kind of good stuff, right? And one final thing, if you're making landing pages, for example, and you don't want to have the header, you can click on hide, and that will hide it for this particular page, okay? It'll still show up everywhere else, just not on the page that we've hidden it. And the same goes for your footers as well. So if you don't want the footer on this page, you would click on hide. And then when you save that, you can see that the header has gone from this page, and the footer has also gone. But if we go to a different page, then the header is still there, okay? So that's one way to do that as well.